me and all the black folks in this room, we are all connected to each other, very intimate, and we can communicate a lot with just a look. But it actually is a real language in like BSL, Black Sign Language. Like me and this sister right here, I can be like, I just told her everything I ate for lunch.
That is so true. Bob the drag queen is known for his comedic riffs and his larger-than-life personality, can you tell? He was a season 8 winner of RuPaul's Drag Race and a contestant on the reality competition show Traitors. He killed it on that. Now he's releasing his debut novel. It's called Harriet Tubman, Live in Concert. Think about this. The abolitionist appears in the present day to ask a music producer named Darnell Williams, which kind of reminds me of Bob, to record her life story through a hip-hop album. We are very happy to say Bob, the drag queen, is in studio with us today. And when you sat down, he's the only one that's come here and said, last looks, please, Rob. Last looks, last looks.
I want to look pretty.
And Rob came in and fluffed you up.
Yeah.
It's really good to see you.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you for having me here, brother. Thank you so much.
So this is what I know about you. You love hip-hop music and you love Harriet Tubman, and you just thought, let's combine the two.
Yeah, basically, I wanted to write the kind of book and I want to create the kind of art that I would want to consume, right? And if I saw this book sitting on the shelf, even just from the title, I'd be like, I have to read this book. So,
what did you love about her, Harriet in particular?
The more you learn about her and her story, it sounds unbelievable. The things that she did, you know, all the circumstances she overcame. I mean, she is born enslaved in the South. She cannot read, she cannot write, she's disabled. And yet still, and she lived to be like almost 100 years old. She lived into her 90s when no one was living that long. Like I call her America's first black superhero. She really is.
Yeah, but you give the book modern touches, like Harriet steps out of the audio booth with her headphones.
Yeah.
Or Harriet saying, what are Google Maps?
Yeah.
Back in the day, she said, we didn't have Google Maps. We didn't know where we were. The way that you incorporated the old and the new, I thought was very interesting to me.
Well, I mean, it's a little Encino Man. It's a little bit like someone from the past is here today. You know the movie Encino Man was like, there's this caveman who's becoming when someone from the past has to live in the present, a little Kate and Leopold as well, and how they would try to navigate the world today. So I do find fun in that like fantasy world.
And why, Bob, did you want to bring Harriet Tubman to today? Like, what were the lessons you wanted viewers and readers to get from her story?
Well, I always tell everyone's going to get something different from the book, and I'm not here to tell you what to get from the book. I'm just here to tell you to get the book, but I'm not here to tell you what to get from the book. You know what I mean?
As long as you get the book.
As long as you get the book. And obviously, you know, in her continuing her work as an abolition, the goalpost for freedom has moved, right? So what free meant back then is not what it means today, and the work has to keep going. And Harriet Tubman was the type to keep going no matter what. Even after the Emancipation Proclamation had been signed, she was like, well, that doesn't mean I can't work as a suffragette. I'm a community builder. I have built a retirement home for enslaved people who like have no money and nowhere to go. Like she ended up like, that's where she spent her last days, in the retirement community that she built for formerly enslaved people.
This is a surprising choice for a first book. I've heard you talk about it. A lot of people have said, why don't you write a memoir? That's a good place to start. But you think this is the way to go and that your best years as a creative person are ahead of you still?
I do. When I auditioned for Drag Race as like just, you know, a local queen in New York City, I remember, I believe, if I don't believe anything, I believe in myself, right? And I've always said, when I auditioned, I remember saying, this show, I'm going to be as big for this show as this show will be for me. You know what I mean? And I said, I'm going to win RuPaul's Drag Race, and it won't even be the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. Wow. And I remember them must have been like, who is this little baby queen, like with all this confidence in here, you know what I mean? But I really do, I just believe strongly in myself, and you know, if you don't believe in yourself, who the hell's going to?
Well, this little baby queen's doing okay. Bobbiana. He said his friends call him Bobbiana. So
they do, Bobbiana.
Bobbiana, but look what you've done. So you were at Traitors, you stole the show on Traitors.
Thank you.
You toured with Madonna. I mean, so how do you describe yourself and your love of life? Because you are very unique, Bobbiana.
Yeah,
you know this about yourself.
I am nothing if not unique. You know, when people ask me what I do, like as a trade, I say I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian who does drag. Stand-up comedy is my first like art form that I truly fell in love with and really found my voice in. And then through that, I'm a very creative person. So of course I like to write music. I like to tell jokes. I have a true love for reality TV and like the magic and the moments that it creates. I've hosted my own reality TV show, you know, called We're Here on HBO.
And you created music for this project, too.
Yes, I did.
2 new pieces, you said.
Yes, there are 2 original songs, Queen of the Underground, which is the titular song from Harriet Tubman's album, Queen of the Underground, and then a song called Now I See, which is a song about Harriet Tubman understanding that her personhood is bigger than the world sees it for herself.
But you had to take liberties in this, because how do you decide how Harriet's going to sound, how she's going to move,
Well,
how she's going to speak?
I'm borrowing from my mom. I'm borrowing from my friends. There's some of me in there as well. You know what I mean? There's a whole. I'm obviously. We don't know how she sounded. We don't know how she walks. We don't know. We had to create these things for her, and that's what I chose to do.
And Bob, you did it very well. Bob the
Thank
Drag
you.
Queen, we thank you. Harriet Tubman Live on Concert is on sale now.